This specific frozen pyramid is designed to remain perfectly fresh for a full 2 years. Today we are focusing on the revival of a long-forgotten bone broth soup. Consider this your own personal insurance policy in a world that is beginning to look more and more like 1939 with every single passing day. We begin this process with the foundation. For this recipe, I am utilizing 1.5 pounds of chicken feet. It is a common occurrence for people to simply throw these away, but that is a massive mistake. These are, in fact, the cheapest and most potent source of pure collagen and essential minerals currently available to you. In addition to the feet, I am also adding 2 pounds of frozen chicken bones. As I emphasize in every single video, you must never throw your bones out. Instead, keep them stored in your freezer. This is quite literally free fuel for your body. In a modern world where food prices continue to rise every day, the ability to extract high-quality nutrition from what others dismiss as waste is your ultimate survival skill. To begin the preparation, you must first trim the cartilage and score the joints. Every single step in this process is a matter of survival, so it is imperative that you do not skip a thing. You must follow this process exactly as described and make sure to watch until the very end. I will be revealing a critical secret later on that makes this entire system function correctly. By opening up the bone structure through scoring, we ensure that every single drop of marrow and collagen floods into the water. This action unlocks a biological treasure chest of minerals. Once prepared, place all of your bones and chicken feet into a large pot and cover them entirely with boiling hot water. Utilizing hot water from the start jump-starts the extraction process immediately, which saves you both precious time and valuable fuel. Now you must add plenty of salt, at least 4 full tablespoons. In a true survival situation, salt is not used just for flavor. It serves as our primary preservative and acts as a critical mineral source for the body. Place the pot on the stove and set the heat to the absolute minimum setting possible. We are going to simmer this mixture for exactly 5 hours. It is vital that you never let the liquid reach a heavy boil. High heat is the ultimate enemy in this process because it destroys the delicate amino acids and completely ruins the texture of the broth. What we require is a slow, gentle extraction to pull out that thick, healing collagen. This resulting liquid is gold. It is the substance that will repair your gut and keep your joints moving fluidly when fresh medicine is no longer an available option. It represents a 5-hour investment in your personal survival, and your immune system will certainly thank you for the effort. For you, the viewer, this process passed in just a second, but for me it represented 5 long hours of closely watching this pot. If you truly appreciate the effort and dedication it takes to build a real survival food supply, please hit that like button right now, as I have definitely earned it. Now we move to the next phase, separating the bones and discarding the waste to leave behind only the pure, concentrated essence of the broth. You must strain it very carefully through a fine sieve. The goal is for this liquid to be as clean and as smooth as humanly possible. Just look at that shimmer. This is truly liquid gold. This concentrate acts as a biological powerhouse that rebuilds your joints, seals your gut lining, and provides a level of sustained energy that any store-bought bouillon could never hope to touch. I want you to write in the comments right now, did you actually know that these humble chicken feet are more nutritionally powerful for survival than a fancy expensive steak? Most people have absolutely no clue about this fact. I would love to hear your opinion on this. Are you starting to see the real value in what others simply throw? While the broth is allowed to cool, we must prepare the vegetable base. First, take the zucchini. We are chopping this vegetable into the smallest cubes possible. Zucchini is a survivalist's best friend because it is loaded with essential fiber, which is necessary to keep your digestion moving when your overall diet might be limited. Furthermore, it is incredibly easy on the stomach, meaning your body does not waste precious energy breaking it down, simply absorbs the fuel. Next, we move to the mushrooms. Again, you must chop them as finely as your blade allows. In a world where fresh meat might become scarce, mushrooms serve as a massive source of plant-based protein and essential B vitamins. They provide a savory, meaty depth to the broth and support your immune system during long, cold winters. Then we have the carrots, We want these cut into tiny uniform pieces to unlock their beta-carotene and their natural sweetness. In any survival situation, your eyesight and your immune response are your two greatest assets, and carrots support both of them. Now for the garlic, I am not just chopping this. I am using a press to crush it into a fine paste. This is not done just for flavor. The act of crushing the garlic triggers a specific chemical reaction that releases allicin. This is a potent natural antibiotic and antifungal compound. Finally, we add the fresh dill. Chop it extremely fine until it is almost a powder. This is not just a garnish for looks. It is a concentrated hit of essential vitamins and a burst of freshness that will survive in your freezer for over 2 years. Mix everything together in a bowl. Now here's the secret to long-term storage. We must dry this mixture. Spread it in a thin layer on parchment paper and put it in the oven at 122 degrees Celsius. This is important. Do not close the oven door completely. Leave a small gap to let the moisture escape. We are drying the vegetables for 1 to 2 hours, not cooking them. This process concentrates the flavor and removes the water that could potentially ruin the frozen storage. Now it is time to assemble our ultimate survival soup. We start with the boiled rice. This is your clean, reliable carbohydrate source that provides the energy needed to keep moving through any crisis. Next, we fold in those perfectly dried vegetables we just prepared. Add a generous pinch of salt and black pepper to sharpen the flavor to your specific taste. And finally, we add the secret ingredient. We pour in our heavy concentrated bone broth. This is not just a liquid. It is the structural glue of the entire meal. Watch as it soaks deep into every single grain of rice, binding the vegetables and creating a dense, nutrient-packed fuel that is ready for the long haul. Grab some small bags and start packing the mixture in equal portions. I twist them into these specific pyramid shapes because they are the most efficient for storage and incredibly easy to pop out when you are ready to eat. One pyramid represents one full serving of rich, hearty soup. These frozen meals are a fantastic asset, but you have to ask yourself, what happens if the grid goes down and you lose electricity? That is exactly why I wrote my survival cookbook. It features over 100 shelf-stable recipes that require no refrigeration whatsoever. You won't find these specific methods on YouTube. Click the link in the description to get your copy and start building a pantry that stays safe even when the power dies. Now we put the pyramids in the freezer for 2 hours to let the collagen set and turn the soup into a solid block. All right, it has been a couple of hours in the freezer and our pyramids are now rock solid. Just look at these. They feel like dense, frozen bricks of pure energy in my hand. This is exactly what you want for a long-term stockpile. In this rock-hard state, they will sit quietly in the back of your freezer, tucked away for up to 2 full years without losing a single bit of their nutritional power or flavor. Imagine that. 2 years of food security waiting for you in a single corner of your freezer. When things get messy, or when you just don't have the time or the fuel to stand over a stove for an hour, the plan is simple. Grab a pyramid and just add boiling water. That is it. Now watch closely as it opens up and melts away. It is almost like magic. In seconds, you are not looking at a frozen block anymore. You have a broth that is thick, rich, and actually feels alive. The steam coming off this bowl smells like a real kitchen, not a laboratory. The vegetables look and taste like I just chopped them 5 minutes ago because we preserved them the right way. This isn't some salty, chemical-filled packet from a grocery store shelf that costs a fortune and leaves you feeling weak. And let's be real, this is how you win the economic game. While everyone else is blowing their budget on overpriced survival kits or expensive canned goods, you are turning cheap staples and parts that most people literally throw away into high-end fuel. You are extracting every cent of value from your groceries. It is basically like printing money in your own kitchen while beating inflation at its own game. If this survival strategy has changed the way you look at the potential in your kitchen waste, make sure to subscribe and like the channel. We are uncovering the history and the skills that have been nearly forgotten. Plant the seeds for your future security. The next treasure of survival knowledge will be revealed soon.